I got a gem though. And I'm sorry, I meant to interrupt your thought, Queen. The gem is, if you do hear your kid out, one, you definitely have to validate their feelings. You have to validate how they feel. You can't shut them down. And for two, I acknowledge your part in it and take accountability.
Yeah. Don't
make them feel like they're crazy or act like the shit didn't happen the way that they perceived it to happen. You got to acknowledge how they feel, and you got to take accountability and own your part in it. You know what? You're right. During that time, I probably could have done some things different. You know, I was kind of wild. But just to give you a little bit of context so you can understand, I was in my early 20s. I've been on my own since I was 16. My parents didn't do X, Y, and Z for me. So when you open up and you take accountability and you give them some context into what your mentality and your thought process was during that time, they can understand. You're right. I definitely could have done some things different. But I'm going to be real with you. I was a single parent. It was just us. And I was riding for us. I didn't know how to connect with you emotionally and be about getting these bills paid and getting this money and making sure y'all had what y'all needed. So I kind of got tunnel focused on that. And I'm sorry that I made you feel like X, Y, and Z. But this is what I felt like I had to do to make sure I had to make some shit shake. Like, connect with them on that level. They can understand that. But when you don't validate how they felt, ooh, and I got another good question.
But I think that goes back to what we were saying. Be open to the conversation.
Be open to the conversation. And but when the conversation happens too, you still can't shut down. You still can't label them as being disrespectful and disregarding their feelings. But here's my question.
Again, though, it depends on how they need to check their tone. How they're coming at you. Because
delivery is everything.
Yes, you very well can. Because you can be coming at me with the correct information, but your approach is all wrong. It's all foul. You still got to have a level of respect. You do. You still got to have a level of respect. But sometimes, too, as parents, you could have a relationship that's so toxic that your kid, the only way for your kid to survive is your child is the one that's now, as a grown adult, put up healthy boundaries against you.
Yep.
Because you're so toxic. So I gotta protect, as me being your child, I love you, but I love you from afar. I can interact with you and then dip out. I respect you from afar. Like, me keeping my peace, I think that's another thing as adults, even as adults, that we don't always realize. Like, I could love you all day long from over there. Mm-hmm. There is a such thing called healthy boundaries.